Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video is especially for you. So it's 17 English tenses tasks, really. So you'll see 17 tasks on English tenses, which are very important for your grammar skills. And really, it's a very important English grammar practice. So not only theory, but practice with English tenses. Okay, very good. So, what do you need to do? You need to choose the correct sentence and explain why it is correct. So, choose the correct sentence and explain. So not only choosing, but you need to explain. And you need to explain why it is correct. Okay, so really good idea. So two things: choose the correct sentence and explain why it is correct. So you'll see simple tasks and more difficult tasks or more difficult ones. Okay, so my brother learned English very intensively, or my brother learns English very intensively. What are you choosing? Okay, so you have some time to think if you need. So the correct answer is my brother learns English very intensively. So I think that you know this rule, that if we're talking about present simple, yeah, if we're talking about present simple, so we say verb plus s if it's he, she, or it. If it's he, she, or it. So my brother, it means he. We say he learns, yeah. So my brother learns English very intensely. Okay, so it's easy. But next, so you'll see more difficult tasks. Okay, so the first task is very easy. But anyway, so the second task. Is he agree or does he agree? So which sentence is correct and why? I know that people often make mistakes, yeah, when they try to say it. So really, which statement is correct? So you need to say, does he agree? Why? So there is a rule, and I think that you know this rule, yeah? So there is a rule, a very important rule. So if there is a verb in present simple, if there is a verb in present simple, yes, it's a present simple, so you don't use the form to be. You don't use the form to be. I mean, it's is, am, or are, yeah. So if it's a statement, so it's verb or verb plus s. Okay. So if it's a negative sentence, so it's don't or doesn't plus verb. If it's a question, it's do or does. So yeah, if you have a verb, so agree is a verb. So and we use does with he, she, it. So does he agree? So it's a very important rule. Okay, good. Next, so 3. Everyone do it or everyone does it. So which one is correct? And why? So the right answer is this one, yeah? Everyone does it. So you need to remember, my friend, that everyone, yeah, if you're talking everyone, so everyone, and not only about everyone, so someone, Yeah, so what else? Someone, everybody, everybody, somebody, somebody. What else? Who? It means he, she, it. It means he, she, it. He, she, it. Okay? So he, she, it, and if it's he, she, it, so he does it, she does it. For example, no one, no one, yeah, no one and nobody also, yeah? So no one and nobody, and nobody. So no one, look, no one know or no one knows. No one knows. Because it means he, she, it in English. No one knows it. No one knows it, yeah? So students often make mistakes with these things, okay? So everyone does it. So, yeah, the next one. So the news seem good or the news seems good, okay? So what are you choosing? What are you choosing, really? Okay, so you need to choose. The news seems good. Okay? So the problem is, really, the problem is that news in English is singular. It means one thing, yeah? One thing. It's singular, it's one thing. Okay? So yeah, you see as, but it's one thing, it's an exception. It's an exception, it's an exception, and if it's one thing, it means it, it means it, okay, it, and we say it seems good, so the news seems good, okay. Well, next, so 5, their knowledge is basic or their knowledge are basic, okay, so which sentence is correct? So we say the knowledge is basic, so it's the same thing. You need to know that knowledge is singular, it means one in English, and if it's one, it means it, and we say it is, so it is basic. So knowledge is singular, so you need to remember it. So then knowledge is basic. Good. Next, does she happy? Is she happy? Okay, so which sentence is correct? Is she happy? Okay, so I think that you know, yeah, the right answer, but how can you explain it? So why only these? Why only these answers? So yeah, is she happy? So there is a rule. So if we don't have a verb, in a sentence, in present simple, we need to use the form of to be, okay? So if we don't have a verb in present simple, if we don't have a verb in a sentence, yeah, in a sentence in present simple, we need to use the form of to be. They need to use, yeah, the form of to be, okay? We need to use the form of to be, to be. So it's am, is, or are. Am, is, or are, yeah? So we can't say she happy, yeah? So we don't have a verb, and we say she is happy, and actually it's the same story in the question. So is she happy? So a very important role, Okay, so 7. I hate you now, or I'm hating you now. Yeah, so you see it's about now. Yeah, so which answer is correct? Okay, you need to choose this one. I hate you now, yeah? You may ask a question, yeah? So it's now, and you know if it's now, we use present continuous. We use present continuous, but you see, I hate you now, present simple here. How can it be? The thing is that we don't use present continuous with some verbs, yeah? So we don't use present continuous. We don't use present continuous with some verbs, yeah, such as such as hate, want, yeah, want, understand, yeah, you know, and some others, yeah. So you can't say it, okay? So I hate you now, yeah, yeah. So for example, yeah, for example, okay, I want to tell you this thing now, or I'm wanting to tell you this thing now. Look, I want to tell you this thing now, or I'm wanting to tell you this thing now, yeah? So it's about now, but we don't use want in present continuous, so no, yeah? And so we need to choose this one, this sentence. I want to tell you this thing now, okay? Good. Next. So who knows it? Nobody? Or who does know it? Nobody. Okay? So you know that we often use do or does. We often use do or does. For example, what do you think? What do you think? Okay? So what do you think? Yeah? But if we look at the sentence with who, yeah? So if we look at the present simple, so we don't need to use do or does. So no, do or does. For example, if the answer is, for example, who knows it? He. Who knows it? She. If we have this answer, yeah. So you see that we don't use do or does. Okay, so who can have two meanings. So the first situation. So who knows it? Who knows it? For example, he. And the second situation. Who do you know? Who do you know? Him. It means I know him. I know him. I know him. Okay? I know him. Yeah, and let me give you one more example. So, for example, who eats mice? Who eats mice? So one mouse, but many mice. Yeah, who eats mice? Cats. Or who do cats eat? Who do cats eat? Mice. Okay, mice. Okay, so who eats mice? Who? Cats. And who do cats eat? Mice. Okay, and we need to say who knows it? Nobody. Good. So the next question. What seems to you? Or what does it seem to you? Good. Yeah, it's a difficult question. So what are you choosing? The right answer is what seems to you. Yeah. So we usually use do or does. Usually do or does. For example, what do you know about it? What do you know? What do you know about it? Okay. So you see, what do you know about it? Yeah. What do you think about it? What do you know about it? What do you think about it? So, but maybe, yeah, you have a question. So why can we say so? What seems to you? The thing is that you have a subject here. you have a subject in this question. So you have a subject. You have a subject. You have a subject in this question. You have a subject in this question. And if you look at this sentence, what seems to you, so you don't have a subject. So the answer is, for example, the answer is what seems to you. For example, yeah, nothing bad, nothing bad, nothing bad, or nothing, for example, strange, and it's a subject, So the thing is that we don't have a subject here. We don't have a subject here, so we don't need do or does, okay? So we don't have a subject. We don't have a subject here, so we don't need so do or does, okay? We don't need we don't need does. Yeah. Okay, so this actually we see the subject in the answer, nothing bad. What if we look at this question? So what do you think? So we see this subject. Okay, what seems to you? Next, so then, who helped you? Or who did help you? Okay? So really, what is right? Who helped you or who did help you? Okay, it's the same story. It's the same story with who, yeah? It's the same story with who. So we don't, so no did in past simple. So no do does in present simple. If the answer is, for example, if the answer is who helped you, for example, my friend, so my friend, or he, they, so no did. So for example, who knew that, so who understood that, but we can have another question. Look, who did you help? For example, him. It means that I helped him. So different meanings. So who helped you? Okay, well done. So 11. How long do you learn English? Or how long have you been learning English? Okay, I think that this one is easier. So 1 or 2, or this one. So you need to say, how long have you been learning English? Yes, so I hope that you remember that we talked about it. So if you have how long, so it's a signal. That you need to use. So present perfect continuous. It's a signal that you need to use present perfect continuous. So yeah, these questions are very common in English. So how long have you been, for example, how long have you been working here? How long have you been, for example, teaching English? And I can answer, for example, for 3 years. Okay? So how long? Yeah, normally we use present perfect continuous. Okay? So this structure. How long have subject been plus verb plus ing for 3 years. Okay? So how long have you been learning English? Next. How long have you been here? Or how long have you been here? So really. So there is only one correct sentence. So which one is it? Okay, so really, what are you choosing? So the right answer is, how long have you been here? So why can't we say it? Yeah, we talked about it, that if you have how long, yeah, I think that you remember my words. I said that we normally, So we normally use. Yeah. So we normally use what? We normally use present perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous. Yeah. You see. So how long have you, for example, been? How long have you been working there? Yeah. So and we have ing. But you need to know that some verbs, English verbs, don't have a continuous form. So normally we some English verbs, yeah, English, it's a capital letter. Some English verbs don't have a continuous form. A continuous form, okay? And yeah, for example, be or no, yeah, so we can't say it, yeah. And so you need to use present perfect instead. And you use present perfect instead. And so is present perfect. How long have you been here? Good. Very good. So the next one. So he said he will come on time, or he said he would come on time. Okay? So you see that it's about future. And normally we use will plus verb. Okay, so what are you choosing? But the right answer is that he said he would come on time. So why? Why is it so? The thing is that we call it future in the past. Future in the past. Okay, future in the past. So if it's in the past, past simple, and then you use future, so he said it's past simple, we change will to would. For example, you said that you'll be very happy, or you'll be very glad actually to watch new videos on this channel. You said that you would be very glad to watch new videos on this channel. Okay, so you said that you would be very glad, so it's in past simple, so we have that, yeah, or it means that, yeah, you would be very glad to watch new videos. So it's called indirect speech, or it's also called reported speech. So you said that you would be very glad to watch new videos. Okay, good. So 14, he is being criticized now, or he is criticized now. So what are you choosing? So it's about passive voice, yeah. So when it is done, by someone, yes, so it's about present simple. When it's done by someone, for example, it's made in China. It's made in China. Or for example, these goods are produced in China. It means in China, it means that someone produces, it's something that someone produces these goods in China. Okay, so if you see it's made in China, it means by someone or something, maybe the factory. Okay, by something. Okay, and so what are you choosing? But you need to choose this one. So he's been criticized now. The thing is that it's passive voice, So it's passive voice present simple, but we also have passive voice, but we also have passive voice present continuous. But we also have passive voice present continuous if it's now, and we form it this way: am is are plus, so plus verb, no, not plus verb, plus being, plus, and plus past participle, plus past participle, or we also call it the third form. So what is the third form? It's like go, went, gone. Yeah, gone is the third form. So you need to use passive voice present continuous because of now, yeah. And so he is being criticized. So it's past participle. He's been criticized now. Next, I knew the earth is round. I knew the earth was round. Okay. So it's about the past, you see. So I knew it's about the past. It's about the past. And we usually say, yeah, for example, I knew he was right, yeah. I knew he was right. I knew he was right, yeah. So I knew he was right. But we have another situation here, because the right sentence is I knew the earth is round. The thing is that this fact is always true. So this fact is always true, yeah. So our earth is round. So I knew the earth is round. Okay. 16. I've a cat, yeah. Some people think it's a short form of I have, yeah. Or she's been criticized. She's been criticized. So what are you choosing? So right, we can say I have a cat, or I have got a cat. I have got a cat. It's so, and you can also use a short form. Short form. I've got a cat. But you can't say I've a cat. We can't say so. It's incorrect. No. No, my friends, no. And you need to say so it is incorrect, and automatically this sentence is correct. So what is it? It's passive voice. It's passive voice. It's passive voice present perfect. It's passive voice present perfect. So have or has plus been plus past participle. Okay, good. So you see, actually, so she's been criticized. She's been criticized. Has, it means she has been criticized. So it's passive voice. Very good. Okay, so very good. So next, do you know how did it work? Or do you know how it worked? Okay, so how will you ask it? We usually say, for example, how did it happen? Yeah, so how did it work? How did it work? Yeah, right. But the thing is that this sentence is correct. So we call it indirect. We call it indirect question. Yeah, we call it an indirect question. So you see, so if there is something before a question, so we use the correct word order. Okay, so rule. So we have a rule. If there is something, before a question, for example, like do you know, yeah, do you think, yeah, or tell me, if there is something before a question, so we use the correct word order. So subject and verb. subject and verb. Okay, so subject plus verb. So do you know how it worked? Okay, so my friends, so really that's all. So I'm really happy that I prepared this amazing 17 English tasks, yeah, on English tenses for you. And so if you like the idea of this video and this video, you can put a like. Thanks a lot, and so thanks a lot for your support, and I'm looking forward to comments, yeah, to feedback. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate it. Okay, good luck, my friends. See you. Bye.
Hi my friends! Welcome to the channel English Professionally, and I'm so happy that I recorded this video course for you, really. 30 English tenses tasks practice, so I really hope it's an amazing course and it will help you a lot with grammar and English tenses. You'll have lots of practice, and thanks a lot for your support, for likes and shares. And I'd like to tell you really, so it's an amazing course on English tenses for the following levels, not only for beginner, yeah, but elementary, pre-intermediate, intermediate, upper intermediate, and advanced. So mostly these levels, yeah. Okay, but maybe the first tasks can be good for the first levels, but generally it's for high levels, so intermediate and high. Thank you very much, my friends. And you need to choose the correct tense and explain why. Why? So you must use this tense. Look, so the first group, present simple or present continuous. So it isn't so easy, really. Look, use present simple or present continuous. So I think that you remember when you use present simple and present continuous. So you use present simple for things which generally happen. So things which happen maybe from time to time, or something like that, but not now. So they happen in general, yeah? From time to time, for example, not now, and you use present continuous, for things which are happening, now. So if it's now, it's present continuous, okay? Good. And you need to choose the right tense. So present simple or present continuous. Look, they read this correspondence. Maybe some letters, yeah. So look, they read this correspondence. So first of all, you need to understand what tense it is. Really, is it present simple or present continuous? So is it about now or not? So look. Yeah. If it's look, yeah, it means now or at the moment. And if it's at the moment, you need to use present continuous. I think you remember how you use this tense. So am, is, are plus verb plus ing, okay? So I am, he, she, it is, we, you, they are. So look, they are, read, it's a verb, and we add ing. So you need to say they are reading this correspondence. Yeah. Okay, good. So the next, and you know that, as you see, there are 30 English tasks on tenses, yeah, and please try to actually count how many mistakes you have and how many right answers you have, and please write about your result in the comments below. Really, it's very interesting, for me to know your result. Okay, so good. And if you study this course, I think that your level will be much higher, maybe upper intermediate or advanced. Yeah, upper intermediate, good upper intermediate. It's a very important course, believe me. Okay, so practice, only practice can really help you. So it sounds really strange now. Okay, so good question. So what will you use? Present simple or present continuous? Okay, so it's about now, so you need to use present continuous, right? How will you say it? Think about it one more time. Yeah, think again. It. If you say it this way, yeah, unfortunately, my friends, it isn't right. It's a mistake. And you can ask me, how can it be? We have now and we must use present continuous. Yes, my friends, yes, but there are exceptions. So there are exceptions. So sound, the verb sound doesn't have a continuous form. Okay? Continuous. Doesn't have a continuous form, yeah? So you know that there are some verbs in English which don't have a continuous form, like, you know, like know, understand, want, and seem is one of these verbs. So you can't say it. So if you have this verb, yeah, so you need to use present simple, yeah, although it's about now. So you need to use present simple and you need to say it sounds, only this way, it sounds, so really, it sounds really strange now. Okay, well done, my friends. It sounds really strange now. Okay, next. So I work very hard this week. So present simple or present continuous. So we know. Yeah, please think about it and then we'll check it. Okay, so we know that we use present continuous if it's about now or at the moment, but not only, my friends. It's, some period, it's a period related to present. So it's a period. So what is, it can be a period, yeah, it can be a period related to present. And you need to know that we often use present continuous with these phrases. So this week, yeah, this month, so these days, yeah. So it isn't now, it isn't at the moment, it isn't only now, it isn't only at the moment, but it's about a period related to present, yeah, not in general, but which has a limit. It has a limit, yeah, it has a limit. And so as a result you need to use present continuous here. Okay, so I am, so what is next? I am plus verb plus ing. So you need to say I'm working very hard this week. Right, my friends, very good. So next, this thing get more and more popular. So a good question. So present simple or present continuous? Okay, so what's your answer? In fact, my friends, it's about this thing too. So you need to understand that present continuous is also about a period related to present. And you need to know this rule that we use present continuous. So if it's about now, at the moment, so if it's about this month, this week, these days, and, my friends, more and more. It's a very important thing, and unfortunately, so few people know about it. So more and more, because it's about a period, it's also about this kind of period, so more and more. So if you have this structure, you need to use present continuous. And get has a meaning of become here. So this thing, so it means it, so is getting more and more popular, or this thing is becoming more and more popular. Well done, my friends. So please count your mistakes, count your correct answers and incorrect answers, and then please write so how many correct answers so will you have out of 30. So maximum is 30, and it's very interesting for me to know it. So good. So number 5. So bad news travel fast. So first you need to decide present simple or present continuous. So it's a well-known fact, yeah? It's a well-known fact, and if it's a well-known fact, yeah, so it often happens, it usually happens, you need to use present simple. And how will you say it in present simple, please, my friends? How will you say it in present simple, please? I want to check your knowledge. Bad news. If you say so, it isn't right. It isn't right, my friends. Because you need to know one thing, that news is singular in English, not plural. So singular means one, it's one. And if it's one, so bad news means one, so it. So you need to say bad news travels. Bad news travels fast. It's also a very important thing. So you need to understand two things. So first you need to choose the right tense, and secondly, my friend, you need to choose the right form. It's also very important, and it's very important to do both these things. So choose the right tense and choose the right form. Okay, my friend, so this section is about present simple and present continuous. But it isn't enough, and we need to go further. Okay, so past simple or past continuous. Okay, so you know that past simple is for a short action in the past, and past continuous is for a long action in the past. Okay, so please look. When he called me, I take a shower. So try to imagine this situation and understand. So what action is long and what action is short? Yeah, what actions are short and what actions are long, yeah? So when he called me, you see it's a short action. He called me, and what? And take a shower. So I think maybe I was it's a long action, take a shower, so it's you know, long action, yeah. So maybe if it's long action, yeah. And past continuous, you know how we form it. So was were plus verb, was were plus verb plus ing. Please remember it. It's also very important, yeah, to know how we form this tense. Right, so it's a long action. So I was taking a shower, long action, and he called me. So maybe here, yes, maybe here. So I was taking a shower, it's a long action, and then he called me. He called me. So he called me, and the first action interrupted the second action, the second long action, or the first action interrupted the second long action. So I was taking a shower, and suddenly he called me, and we use past continuous for these situations. One more situation, look. While I was working, he lay on the beach. So you see, it's past continuous. So it's a long action. Okay, it's a long action. I was working and lie on the beach. So what will you use? So past continuous or past simple, my friends, what will you use? Okay, so you know it's also a long action. So two long actions at the same time. So I was working, maybe in my office, and he was lying on the beach at the same time. So two long actions, my friends, at the same time. Two long actions at the same time. Yeah? And you know that you need to remember these two things. The first thing is that we use past continuous for these situations. So when there is one long action and when there is one short action, and we use it, with sentences with when. And there is another situation when there are two long actions at the same time, and it's usually with sentences, usually in sentences with while. So look, while I was working, he was lying on the beach. You need to say it this way. He was lying on the beach. Okay, well done, my friends, really well done. Okay, so but it isn't all. One more example. So you know that we are talking about past simple and past continuous. It's the second very important section. Okay, next. So you also need to choose present or past simple or past continuous. Look, can you describe it? Yes, the sun shone brightly, and we were we have a great time. Okay, so what is it? Look, can you describe it? You know that if you describe something, it's usually long actions. So you need to know that we use past continuous. For description. You use past continuous for description, my friends, for description, and it's about long actions. So yes, the sun. So the sun, it's it. So was shining brightly. Yeah? It's a long action. And we were having a great time. Yeah, you can say it. We're having a great time. You can say it in past continuous, right? So can you describe it? Yes, the sun was shining brightly and we were having a great time. So maybe you can continue. How you can continue? So you can say that maybe we were laughing. Yeah, we were laughing. Or maybe we were laughing. Yeah, and talking and talking. Yeah, and so on. Yeah, laughing and talking. So it's past continuous when you describe something in the past, some some situations, some situation. Good, very good, my friends. So okay, let's actually let's get to the next section. So it's about present perfect and past simple. And let's remember when we use present perfect. So it's about the past, but you need to... Okay, so please first think about it and then we'll talk about it. So choose present perfect or past simple. Here, in 9 and in 10, please, you have some time. Okay, so 9. So present perfect or past simple. You know that if we are talking, if we are talking a present perfect, I know that we talked about it, we use it with some phrases such as ever, ever, yet, ever, yet, already, and some other phrases, So I hope you remember we have a great playlist on English tenses in English grammar with examples. Please have a look. And you need to know that if you have already, you need to use present perfect. And I have a question. How do we form present perfect? It's have or has plus past participle. So it's have or has plus past participle. So how will you say it? Okay, so visit is a regular verb. Yes, this verb is regular. And we know its forms: visited and visited. So visited, or the third form, is past participle, right? We call it past participle. And you need to say, I have visited, and you put already in the middle. So I have already visited this place. So you have present perfect because of already. Good. So the next question, the next task. So when you see here last time, present perfect or past simple, you need to know that in questions with when, we never use present perfect, only past simple. It's a rule. So let's ask it in past simple. So when did you see her last time? When did you see her last time? Okay, well done. Okay, more practice for you. So it's also a question. You ever been to or in this country? Okay. Yeah, this is right. Ever be in to or this country. Okay, so present perfect or past simple. So we talked about it. So if you have ever, you need to use present perfect. So have you ever been and in or to this country? Many students say in this country. but it isn't right. You need to remember that we say to with been. It's a rule. Please remember it. Been to. Remember, been to this country, been to a place. Okay, next. Why can't you understand? I say it many times. You know that we use present perfect if there is what? If there is a connection. If there is a connection with the present, my friends. If there is a connection with the present. So we use present perfect. So why can't you understand? So there is a connection with the present. So this phrase tells us about it. And there is one more important thing, that if you have many times, you also need, and if there is a connection, yeah, with the present, you need to use present perfect. It isn't only about many times, it's several times, so several times or 3 times. So you can say, for example, I've been there many times. Or you can say I've been to, for example, Italy. I've been to Italy, so 3 times. So there are 2 very important things. So the first very important thing is that you need to use present perfect, yeah? So how will you say it? I have said. Okay, so I have said it many times. So you have present perfect. It's a very important thing, my friend. And the second thing is that you need to use to, been to. Please remember it. Don't make mistakes. Don't make this mistake. Okay, so have you ever been to this country? Why can't you understand? I have said it many times. Okay, and just remember it, so there is a connection with the present, so and these phrases many times, several times, 3 times, and so on. Good, very good. So next. So what about this? So you need to use present simple, present perfect, or present perfect continuous. I think you understand the difference between these tenses. So present simple. So things happen in general. It's, it's present simple. So present perfect. What is present perfect? So about the past, but there is what? There is a connection. There is a connection with the present. Okay, and what is, my friends, what is present perfect continuous? Okay, good. So yeah, present simple things happen in general, right? So present perfect about the past, but there is a connection with the present. And what is present perfect continuous? Okay, but before we answer this question, please think about this sentence and what will you choose? Many students say, I learned English for 20 years, but it isn't right, my friends. You need to understand. So if there is for or since, so if an action have started in the past, and it's still happening, so you need to use what? You need to use present perfect continuous. It's have or has plus been plus verb plus ing. Have or has plus been plus verb plus ing. So, look, you can't say it because you have for. Yeah, you have for. So please look, if you have for or since, and if an action started in the past and it's still happening, so what does it mean? For 20 years. So what does it mean? So can I explain it for you? Can I explain it for you what it means? I think that I can do it. Just look. It means I started learning English 20 years ago. This information is very important. So I started learning English 20 years ago. 20 years ago. And I'm still learning it. So that's the idea. That's the idea of what? Of this tense, which we call present perfect continuous. That's the idea of this tense, okay? So my friends, you can't say it, yeah? You can't say it. So you need to use this structure. You need to use this structure. Okay? And really, how will you say it? I have been learn plus ing. I have been learning English. I have been learning English for 20 years. Only this way, my friends, only this way. Please remember. So this section is very important. And you know that I told you in the beginning, so this great English video course is for the following levels, mostly for intermediate and higher. I really want you to know English perfectly. I want you to have an advanced level in English, a strong advanced English level. So, and you have lots of practice. So if you have only lots of practice, good practice, so you can have a great result. Only this way. So my friends, I'm still learning it. Okay. What about 14? I work for this company since last year. So what is it? Present simple, present perfect, yeah, present simple, present perfect, or present perfect continuous. So I work for this company since last year. So we talked about it. So if you have for or since, you need to think about present perfect continuous. You need to think about it. So since, so I have been working. I have been working for this company. I have been working for this company. You see, have been working since last year. And 15. He teach English for more than 10 years. He is my favorite teacher. It's the same situation for. So he has been teaching English for more than 10 years. He is my favorite teacher. Okay, good, my friends. You know that we often use this tense, I mean present perfect continuous tense, in speech. Please, yeah, focus on this tense. Well done, my friends. So this section is about these tenses, but we need to go ahead. So, more difficult things. I know him since childhood, and we not see him for 2 weeks. Okay? Please think about it by yourself first. I'll give you some time and then we'll discuss it. Good. Okay, so how will you say it? So you have since. I have. Many students say it this way. I have been knowing him since childhood. But, my friends, unfortunately, this sentence isn't correct. Yeah, we talked about it. Please remember that we talked about it. So there are some verbs in English which don't have a continuous form. Know, understand, warn, seem. Yeah, so we can't use no in continuous. If you can't do it, you need to use no continuous form, no continuous form, no continuous form, you need to use present perfect. You need to use present perfect instead of what? Instead of present perfect continuous. Okay, so you need to use present perfect instead of present perfect continuous. It's a rule. So what is present perfect? I hope you remember. Have or has plus what? Plus past participle, my friends. Plus past participle. So you need to say I have known. I have known him since childhood. I have known him since childhood. And one more. So we not see him for 2 weeks. So what tense is it? So you have for, and you want to say maybe we haven't been seen him, yeah, for 2 weeks, right or not? Yeah, if you say it, my friends, it isn't right. It isn't right again. It isn't right. It's a mistake. So normally we don't use see in continuous. No. So we don't use see in continuous, and you need to use present perfect. So let's say it with present perfect. So haven't seen him for 2 weeks. We haven't seen him for 2 weeks. Good, my friends. Really very interesting information. But let's go to the next section. Past simple or past perfect. So what is past perfect? So students often ask, so what is past perfect? So past perfect is one time before the past. Okay, please choose the right answer. Open the brackets. Yeah, we call these things brackets. So open the brackets. Open the brackets. Okay? Good. So he said he already finished that task. Okay? So how will you say it? So first, he finished, and then he said, yeah? So he finished and he said, right? He finished and he said. You see. But we have another situation here. He said he already finished that task. So first, yeah, the same situation, I mean that he finished and said, but it's in the second part of the sentence. It's in the second part of the sentence. So you need to use past perfect. Had already. So what is past perfect? It's had plus past participle. Had plus past participle. So it's this. Is this, my friends? So he said he had already finished that task. So, yeah, so it's in past simple, but if an action happened earlier, yeah, then this first action you need to use past perfect. Had already finished that task. So it happened earlier. Next, she was shocked when she found out that she stole her purse. She was shocked, yeah, it's past simple. When she found out, it means when she knew that she stole her purse. It's the same situation, so it's in past simple. You see, it's in past simple. But the second action, steal, it happened earlier. It's a very important thing. If the second action happened earlier, you need to use past perfect, and you need to say she had. And what is past participle? Steal, stole, stolen. So she found out that she had stolen her purse. Look, she was shocked when she found out that she had stolen her purse. So the second action happened earlier. Very important thing, yeah? And you know, my friends, so one more for you. When he returned, she already cooked maybe, yeah, dinner. Please open the brackets. And what tense is it? What tense is it? Okay. You can say it differently. Look, when he returned, she was cooking dinner. So what is it? It's past simple. It's past simple, yes? It's past simple. And how do we call the next tense? It's past continuous. Look, past simple, past continuous. So short and long action. Short and long action. We talked about it. It's one situation. Yes, it's one situation. If the second action happened earlier, you need to use past perfect. So what is past simple? Yeah, in the first part, we have past simple in the first part, and you have past perfect in the second part of the sentence. So, what is it? Let's look at this sentence. Okay. So, when he returned, she had already cooked. She had already cooked. Yeah? Had plus past participle. We use it if the second action happened earlier. It's a rule. Yeah? Had already cooked dinner. So it just, it's the first situation, the second situation. Okay, I think you understand. She was cooking. Okay, very good, my friends. And there is one more situation. Maybe you can hear it this way. So past simple and past simple. Past simple. And then you hear past simple again. So look. When he returned, she cooked dinner. She cooked dinner. Look, if you see it, it means first he returned and then she cooked, or first he returned and after that she cooked. So you see, it's the first action and it's the second action, right? But if we look at this sentence in past perfect, yeah, it's the second action, yeah, I mean that it happened later, and this action, yeah, which is about dinner, it happened earlier. So that's the difference. So past simple, so one action happens after another. So one action happens, happens what? One action happens after another, in contrast to past perfect. Okay, well done. So the next section, future simple and present simple. Okay, so you may think, yeah, it's very easy, so why should we talk about it? Believe me, my friends, it isn't so easy. And so there are 4 sentences in this section, so 21, 22, 23 and 24. And if you don't make any mistakes in these sentences, I will clap my hands. Really, if you don't make any mistakes in these 4 sentences, if you say it correctly. So the problem is, the students often think, oh, it's easy, I know, but in fact, when it comes to practice, they make mistakes, and people or students don't realize that they have these mistakes. Okay, please, future simple or present simple. So I will tell him when he come back. So how will you say it? Yeah, we don't need a comma here. I will tell him when he come back. So there is a rule. If you have if or when you use present simple, but you talk about the future. So, my friends, if or when plus present simple, but you talk about the future. Okay? I will tell him when he... And I'm sure that some of you said it this way, but it isn't correct. So why? Why? Why is it so? When he comes back. So you need to use present simple. So the problem is that, yeah, most students know this rule, but they use, the incorrect form. They use incorrect form. They forget how to form present simple. So I will tell him when he comes back. Okay, so the next thing, yeah, we will do it if not rain. And rain is a verb here, okay? So how will you say it? So you have if, so you need to say it in present simple. Really, how will you say it in present simple? If so, if it doesn't rain, only this way. If it doesn't rain, only this way. So we'll do it if it doesn't rain. Yeah, we call it impersonal sentence. Yeah, impersonal sentence with it when it doesn't rain. Okay, so can I clap my hands? Yeah, maybe you answered it correctly, my friends, but there are two more difficult questions. Okay, good. Okay, good. So we'll definitely do it if be suitable for her. So we have if, it's about the future, but we don't use future simple, we use present simple. So if, how will you say it? If it's, or if it is, if it's suitable for her. Present simple, if it's suitable for her. Good. And one more. I'll call him back when the lesson be over. So it's about the future. So it's also about the future, but we need to use present simple. So how will you say it in present simple? When the lesson means it is. So when the lesson is over, or when the lesson finishes. So be over means finish. I'll call him back when the lesson is over. Okay, very good, my friends. So the next section. Past simple, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. So you know that we use past simple. You know that we use past simple talking about the past. We use past perfect. So we use past perfect when? When do we use past perfect? Do you know it? One time before, and past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. It's like past perfect. It's like past perfect, but there is for. So the emphasis is on the duration. The emphasis is on the duration, or on the length of this action. Okay, not a short action, so a long action. The emphasis, the emphasis is on the duration, length, so it's a long action, long, because it's continuous. So continuous means long. It's a long action, okay? Good. So, and we form it this way. Had been plus verb plus ing. Had been plus verb plus ing. Look, when I came home, he computer games for 2 hours. It means, so what does it mean? It means that he started playing computer games. He started playing computer games earlier. You see, we see it in this phrase for 2 hours. So 2 hours before, 2 hours before, 2 hours before she, 2 hours before I came, So, and what? Okay, we need more space. And he was still playing it. He was still playing it. Okay? So it's a very important thing, So when I came home, he had been playing. He had been playing computer games for 2 hours. For 2 hours. It means that he started playing computer games earlier, 2 hours before I came, and he was still playing it. Okay, so it's a very important thing. So if you have for, yeah, you need to think about this tense. Okay, very good. So the next section, future simple or future perfect. Okay, I know that this tense is very easy, future simple, but what is future perfect? It's nothing difficult, nothing difficult, just the structure may be difficult. We'll have plus past participle. We'll have plus past participle, but we use future perfect if there is by in the future. If there is by in the future, you need to use this tense. Look, we finish this project by next year. So by next year, so you know this rule, we'll have plus past participle, so we will have finished this project by next year. You can say we'll finish this project, but if you have by, you say we will have finished this project. It's a rule. Look, the next one. I reach a strong advanced level in English by next month. So the same story, by next month. So you need to think about future perfect, and the formation is the following. We'll have, so I will have reached a strong advanced level in English by next month. I will have reached a strong advanced level in English by next month. Okay, so good, very good thing, really. Okay, good. And so the last section, future perfect and future perfect continuous. Okay, so I think that you know what future perfect is, yeah? So it's quite easy for you now. So we'll have plus past participle, future perfect, when you have by. So what is future perfect continuous? It's, you know, it's about the future, but when you have by and for, you know that continuous is about long actions. Look at this sentence. I learn English for 5 years by next month. For and by. If you have only by, you need to use future perfect. If you have both by and for, you need to use future perfect continuous. It's will have been plus verb plus ing. Okay, good. So I will have been next. What is next? Learning English for 5 years by next month. Will have been learning. Okay, please remember this structure. And the last one. So I use this website for 3 weeks by next month. Yeah, the idea of future perfect continuous is the following. Yeah, if it's about the future and you have by and for, yeah, it's about the future, we see next month. So we have by, right, and we have for. So we need to say I will have been using this website for 3 weeks by next month. Yeah, good, very good, my friends, and I really hope it's an amazing course on English tenses. But I also know that you like it when we have a revision at the end of the lesson, and so let's have this revision. so that you can memorize it much better and so that you can refresh your knowledge. Okay, so this video course is 30 English tenses tasks. Yeah, it's an amazing, yeah, English grammar practice. It's for different levels, mostly for pre-intermediate, intermediate, upper intermediate, not only for beginner, not only for this level and elementary. So when we talk about present simple and present continuous, keep in mind, please, that you need to analyze the situation. So not only now, not only at the moment, but for example, look, yeah, look. It also means now, yeah, it also means now. Also, you also need to know that there are some verbs, we don't use them in continuous, so we use present simple instead. So such as know, understand, want and seem. And there are more phrases when we use, yeah, present continuous if it's also about now. So this week, this month, these days, yeah. So and the structure more and more. It's a very important structure, more and more, yeah. Good. So what about, yeah, and you also need to understand that sometimes it's singular, like news, knowledge, it's singular, travels, yeah. What about past simple and past continuous? So we use past continuous for long actions and past simple for short actions. And typically there are two situations. So with when we have one short action and one long action, and with while when there are two long actions. Okay, good. Or when we describe something and we use only past continuous, like when the sun was shining brightly, you're having a great time, and so on. What about present perfect and past simple? So you need to know these phrases, when we use present perfect, like ever, yet, already, and also when, yes, and you also need to understand that we use present perfect if there is a connection with the present. Good. What about present perfect and present perfect continuous? Yeah, so what about it? So present simple, things happen in general. Present perfect, it's about the past, but there is a connection with the present. And present perfect continuous, when do we use it? We use it for actions. Yeah, when do we use it? We use it for actions which started some time ago and which are still happening, For example, yeah, if an action started in the past and it's still happening. I started learning English 20 years ago and I'm still learning it. And you'll say, I have been learning English for 20 years. Next, yeah, I have been working, yeah, for this company since last year, for and since. But some verbs don't have a continuous form, so you use present perfect instead. Look, I have known him since childhood. We haven't seen him for 2 weeks. Good. What about past simple and past perfect? So past perfect, it's one time before the past, Look, he said he had already finished the task. So the second action happened earlier. Good. What about past simple? Yeah, and there are 3 possible situations with when, yeah? Possible situations. So one action is long, short and long. When he returned, she was cooking. So the second action happened earlier. So when he returned, she had already cooked dinner. And the third situation. So when he returned, she cooked dinner. So first, it means first he returned, and then she cooked dinner. Well, what about future simple and present simple? Yeah, don't forget that we use present simple with if and when talking about the future. And please, my friends, don't forget how to use the correct form in present simple. It's also of great importance. Yeah. All right. So past simple and past perfect, we talked about it, and past perfect continuous. It's like past perfect, but when we have for, yeah, it's also very important, yeah. The structure is had been plus verb plus ing. Okay, what about future simple and future perfect? Just the structure maybe is a little bit difficult, yeah. We'll have plus past participle, but actually it's very easy to understand when you use it. When you have by, yeah, when you have by, we'll have finished this project by next year. If you have by and for, yeah, if you have by and for, you need to use future perfect continuous. Will have been plus verb plus ing, yeah. So I will have been using this website for 3 weeks by next month. Okay, thank you very much, my friend. So I really tried to do my best, yeah, to help you a lot, yeah. I really want you to have a strong advanced level in English speaking, in English grammar, or whatever. Thank you very much for your huge support. I really appreciate it. Good luck. Bye bye. See you. I'm happy when you are happy. Good luck. Bye.